It feels like just yesterday that facing Liverpool meant you are almost guaranteed to lose. They were the champs, no question about it. But wow, something has changed. The champions are in a full-blown crisis, and the most honest, cutting analysis isn't coming from the pundits, it's coming straight from their own coach.
And this quote right here, this tells you everything you need to know. That's not a rival manager talking trash. That is Liverpool's own coach admitting that a massive, devastating psychological shift has happened inside his team.
So what this all really boils down to is that Liverpool has lost its aura. You know, that feeling of invincibility they had during their championship run, it's completely gone. We're going to dig into exactly how this happened, and we'll use the coach's own words as our guide.
I mean, the contrast is just so stark. It's like night and day. Just think back to that dominant, relentless Liverpool that lifted the trophy. It already feels like a distant memory, doesn't it? They've gone from radiating invincibility to looking shockingly fragile.
Okay, let's get into the hard evidence. Because, you know, it's one thing to talk about an aura, but it's a whole other thing to see it actually fall apart on the field. And the proof is right there in the recent results, especially at their once impenetrable fortress, Anfield. And this result is the perfect example of the problem. A draw at home against Sunderland, a team that just battled its way back into the Premier League after being gone for 8 years. For a defending champion, this isn't just dropping a couple of points, it is a massive, blaring warning sign.
Just look at this timeline. In all competitions, that's 3 straight matches at Anfield without a single win. You've got losses to Nottingham Forest and PSV, and then that draw with Sunderland. The fortress has been breached, and that aura is crumbling right along with it.
So let's circle back to the source of this whole thing, the coach himself. He isn't making any excuses. Instead, he's looking inward and is being brutally honest, explaining the mindset behind this shocking decline.
So what exactly is this aura we keep talking about? Well, it's the ultimate mental advantage. It's that fear factor, right? The feeling that when Liverpool steps onto the pitch, the other team is already intimidated, already thinking they're going to lose. And according to their own manager, that powerful weapon is now completely gone. And get this second quote adds a whole other layer. The coach is saying that the cracks were starting to show even when they were winning earlier in the season. They weren't just dominating teams, they were, in his words, leaving the door open, giving opponents a little glimmer of hope that has now turned into full-blown belief.
All this talk and analysis is one thing, but what does the hard data say? Well, let's turn to the Premier League table, because the numbers, well, they don't lie, and the story they tell is brutal.
And there it is, 8th. Just let that sink in for a second. For the reigning champions, seeing that number next to their name is just a shocking fall from grace. How'd they get there? 22 points from 14 matches. That's the kind of form you expect from a team in the middle of the pack, not a team that's supposed to be defending a title. And that leads to this final, devastating number, 11. An 11-point gap is now separating them from the league leaders Arsenal. That is a massive, massive mountain to climb. And here's the really damning part. We haven't even hit the halfway point of the season, and pretty much everyone agrees that Liverpool's title defense is already over. This hasn't been a rough patch, this has been a complete and total derailment. So all of this leaves us with one big question. Is this just a temporary crisis for Liverpool, a stumble that they can recover from? Or, as their own manager's words seem to suggest, are we actually watching the beginning of a brand new and much more vulnerable era for the club?